All right, 8th grade students, welcome to the Screencast for learning how to create your Google site. Hopefully at this point you have already read your Rick Riordan book, you've already written your fiction part of this, and you've already researched and written the research that you plan to do. So now all you're doing is really putting it together into a Google site. To get to Google Sites, what you should do is go to your Google Drive. You know how to get there. Under Google Drive, you can either click New or just go under My Drive. You've seen all of this before, but now you're going to click More, and you actually go down to Google Sites to get to the website there. From this page, it has created a website for you. You can name it whatever god or goddess you have already been assigned. So I'm going to say, let's pretend I was assigned Nike, the goddess of victory. You can go over here to this themes and change your theme. I don't care if we all use the same theme or not, but it is just as well and simple to keep this one. You can change the color of it too. I'm just going to keep it exactly the way they gave it to me. Alright, so I've written my name on here. Now on my home page, remember, this is where I want you to include your fiction writing. So I'm going to go over to the Insert page. This is where you can add things to your site. So I'm going to add a text box. Here I could say, hello, my name is Nike. I am the goddess of victory. On each of these pages, if you want to make them look a little bit more interesting, you can add some images. All you have to do, click on image. But let's type in Nike goddess and see what happens. Now I'm getting at least a few things about the goddess Nike. So I'm going to click on this one. It looks pretty nice and select that image. I can move this image. It's going to load here in a second. I can move that anywhere I want on my page. I can move it alongside of my text. Oh, that made it bigger under the text. I don't like that I did that. So I'm just going to try to delete this. Oh my, there we go. So if I click on it, now I have this option up here with the garbage can. Oh, that didn't work. Let's try that again. So I'm going to add this picture of Nike. Now I can move it where I want to. Last time I added it in the box. I don't want to do that. So I'm going to move it alongside of it over here. That's better. I can resize the image, and I can even double click on it and zoom in a little bit if there's a part that I don't like. So in this case, I'm going to try to cut out that pedestal down there because it just doesn't add much. There we go. So I've edited my picture a little bit. I can even move that up here into my banner. So I have a lot of options. You can also add a URL code. This would let you add a video or other pictures and charts into your website. We probably don't need to worry about that for this project. But so I've typed my information. I have written it all down. I've added some pictures, made it look nice. But now I need a page for my research. So to add pages to your website, you actually go up back here and type pages. I click down here and I can add any page that I want. I'm going to call this one research. Click done. And again, now it's back to build. So I go back to insert to build my page. I'm going to add a text box. Nike was the goddess of victory. And I can continue to add to that again. Hopefully you're copying and pasting. Now let's look at a sample that I've already made over here in class. So I decided to make my sample website on the character of Grover from Percy Jackson. I looked and studied about satyrs in Greek mythology. So I went ahead and wrote a little bit about him. I made sure I included some information about satyrs in my writing. So I talk about how satyrs prefer to be a sidekick, and they're usually right there alongside of the hero. And I add some of that, but then I'm also creative and original with it. And then I have a separate page over here for my real myths about satyrs. Now this is obviously not done. You need to have more than a few little lines, but for my sample I just gave you a start. So these, you're adding information about whatever character or creature you have been assigned, and then you actually need to remember to link to some other pages. So to do that, first create those other pages. So I went over here, I added pages for various other people that are related to satyrs. This time I'm going to add a page for fawns, which is just the Roman name of satyr. I've added this page. Now you can organize these pages. I want this page to actually be under this drop-down menu, More Mythology. So I'm going to move that right down there into there. And now it is part of More Mythology. Okay, so once you have created those separate pages, go back to your research over here. And now to link to a different page, what you need to do is you highlight a word. So I'm going to highlight the word Greek. Go up here into these options. This is where you can also make the text bold or italics or center it. But I'm going to click the little link here. And this allows me to either link to a different website, or I can click any of these and link to a different page on my own site. So let's say I want to link Greek to the page More Mythology. Apply. And now I can click on that. That'll take me to the More Mythology page. So this is a very important step in the process here that I want to make sure you learn how to link to other pages and create a Google site in that way. So I've already gone and done that and linked Pan and all of these to different parts of my website. Once you're done, you can push publish, and that will actually publish the website out there for anybody to see it. And you also get a link that you can share. Go ahead and share that link with me, email it to me, but also hopefully I would like you to actually add me as an editor so that I can go and change these sites. So what you need to do is you will just go in there where I clicked on that person up there, add your email. I'm adding my own email, and I'm going to add a different email. I'll do the same one. So I'm adding myself so that I am actually also able to edit this website. So I want you to do that because that way when you all leave my class, I can still use this and go back and fix your websites if I want to use them for anything else. All right, so if you have any questions, feel free to ask me in class. If you want to see samples, we do have some over here on our Greek mythology unit page. Click on student websites, and eventually yours will all go under here under 2018. But here's just a few examples from 2017, and then my samples down there if you want to look at that again. So if you have any other questions, feel free to ask me in class. But otherwise, that is the basic way to use Google Sites. So have fun creating, and I'm excited to see what you all come up with.